Utility, availability, and cost. The availability and cost of electricity, water, and gas are also important location considerations. Even developed countries like the United States are not immune to energy problems, although for different reasons. The largest blackout in U.S. history occurred in 2003 with more than 50 million people without power in the Northeast, Midwest, and parts of Canada. The primary cause was a software problem in the control room of the First Energy Corporation in Ohio. In heavy industries such as steel and aluminum mills, the availability and cost of energy are critical considerations. China today is the world's largest producer of solar power. However, due to the sheer size of China, solar energy represents only 1% of the country's energy output. Quality of life issues. Quality of life can be defined as general well-being of individuals and societies. There is no definite agreement on a set of quality of life factors, although the Chamber of Commerce in Jacksonville, Florida has annually prepared a report on the overall quality of life in the metropolitan area based on a comprehensive set of factors. Quality of life factors. Achieving educational excellence, growing a vibrant economy, preserving the national environment, promoting social well-being and harmony, enjoying arts, culture, and recreation, sustaining a healthy community, maintaining responsive government, moving around efficiently and safely, keeping the community safe. Here's some right to work laws. In the United States today, there are 24 states with right to work laws: Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Nebraska, Nevada, North Carolina, Michigan, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, and Wyoming. A right to work law secures the right of employees to decide for themselves whether or not to join or financially support a union. Land availability and cost. Land and construction costs in most big cities is continuing to escalate, which makes suburban locations attractive. Suburban locations cost in wide choice of land, available for workforce, and developed transportation network are some things that make them attractive versus big cities. Facility location techniques. There are two techniques that are commonly used by organizations to assist in making global location decisions. And these are described here. At a typo. The weighted factor rating model and the break-even model. The two techniques are discussed on the next slides. The weighted factor rating model. The weighted factor rating model is a method commonly used to compare the attractiveness of several locations along a number of quantitative and qualitative dimensions. Selecting a facility location using this approach involves the following steps: Identify the factors that are considered important to the facility location decision. Um, Assign weights to each factor in terms of their relative importance. Typically, the weights sum to 1. Determine a relative performance score for each factor considered. Typically, the scores vary from 1 to 100, although other scoring schemes can be used. Multiply the factor score by the weight associated with each factor and the sum weighted scores across all factors. The location with the highest total weighted score is the recommended location. The break-even model is a useful local analysis technique when fixed and variable costs can be determined for each potential location. This method involves the following steps. Identify the locations to be considered. Determine the fixed costs for each facility. The components of fixed costs are the costs of land, property, taxes, insurance, equipment, and buildings. Also determine the unit variable cost for each facility. The components of variable costs are the cost of labor, materials, utilities, and transportation. And construct the total cost lines for each location on a graph. Determine the break-even points on the graph. Alternatively, the break-even points can be solved algebraically. And then identify the range over which each location has the lowest cost. Sustainable development and facility location. The World Commission on Environment and Development defines sustainable development as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Sustainable development is important because what we do today will affect future generations. In a simple term, a similar term, green development, has been used to describe environment-friendly development. The difference between green development and sustainable development is that green development prioritizes what its proponents consider to be environmental stability over economic and cultural considerations. Additive manufacturing and its impact on facility location. Additive manufacturing, or 3D printing, is a process of making a three-dimensional solid object of virtually any shape from a digital model. The technology was first developed by MIT, funded by grants from the Office of Naval Research and the National Science Foundation. The technology is applicable to a wide range of industries such as defense, aerospace, automotive, medical, and metals manufacturing. Initially, 3D printing was used for rapid prototyping, but new developments make it possible for use in actual production. I apologize for the interruption. My computer messes up sometimes.